Hi, I'm John DeWorkin.
And I'm Sunnie Harmon, and we are with Lobby SC, a leading pro-business lobbying firm based here in South Carolina. And we're going to give you a brief overview of all things COVID-19 happening. It's constantly evolving, just like it is in each and everyone's states and everyone's countries. But we'll give you a brief overview of what's happened so far here in South Carolina.
Really, the last 10 days, it seems like a lifetime ago, but a lot compact in. So we're going to take the opportunity to go through the executive orders. Really, one of the first ones, Sonny, was when the governor announced the prohibition of what we consider in-house dining. That is, trying to disperse crowds from eating in restaurants and bars and otherwise.
And since then, he's also allowed for, in addition to curbside and pickup of your food, he's also thrown in there that you can pick up any closed containers of beer or wine with your to-go orders as well. And this is just trying to help the restaurant industry not have a complete financial collapse during this time, which is very difficult.
Right, well, it is very difficult. And talking to some of our restaurateurs, it seems like they're 80-90% down in revenue. So very, very difficult time, I know, for them.
Another thing that Governor McMaster is trying to do is get money in the pockets of those who are filing for unemployment benefits more quickly. So he's waived the 1 week waiting requirement that we have here in South Carolina. That's waived during this time for those who are applying for unemployment due to COVID-19. And in South Carolina, our unemployment was up 400% last week over the week before.
Yeah, it was even highlighted on NBC Nightly News as one of the top ones.
It was.
Another issue that the governor's trying to disperse crowds is most recently is an order giving law enforcement, even local law enforcement, the authority to break up crowds 3 or more. And I think really the intent of that is certainly not to break up, if Sonny and I and the kids, 4 of us, decide to go for a walk, not to break us up, but really to break up folks that are congregating that really shouldn't be, larger groups, whether they're in parks or downtowns or wherever they are, just for the law enforcement to have that authority to say, hey gang, listen, this is a unique time, we need you to break you all up and head home or head somewhere else.
And you know what, I think what's interesting too, John, because it's spring break in so many different areas of the country, it's trying to disperse those large gatherings. The weather was gorgeous last weekend, all across the southeast. Our beaches were crowded, our parks were crowded. So you're starting to also see local beaches.
I mean, 84 degrees and sunny this weekend coming up even.
Right.
So preparing for that.
So local entities are closing parks. I know that the state is closing their state parks on Wednesday and Thursday of this week.
I wouldn't be surprised if it extended beyond that.
Exactly. So just trying to keep people from gathering together.
Yeah. And you know, it's interesting. I think most of us, 90% of us are law-abiding and doing that and doing what we're supposed to be doing, but we're still got to go out and get those 5 and 10% of folks that aren't doing it, that aren't helping, honestly.
Right. And the legislature, the House and the Senate, are on hold for a couple weeks. The House of Representatives and Senate met last week to pass a $45 million package to get DHEC all the financial resources it needs to help fight the spread of this virus. And then the Speaker of the House said that they would be taking a minimum of 2 weeks off, but it would probably be longer than that. And then the Senate is taking a week-by-week basis.
The Senate's taking a week-by-week basis. And what's interesting, too, is, you know, you've got Sunny Die, supposed Sunny Die on May 14th, the end of the fiscal year, is the end of June. So it'll be really interesting to see if you got continuing resolutions out there for the budget. Interesting to see if the legislature just puts it on everything on hold until after Sunny Die. So a lot up in the air right now.
A couple of things we just wanted to go over real quickly before we wrap this up. A lot of questions that we're getting from our businesses that may be helpful for you. If you are going to have layoffs for your company, the Department of Employment and Workforce is asking for you to do an employer-filed claim for your employees. That helps them to make sure that no one's abusing the system, there are no fraudulent claims. And then it'll also help you as an employer make sure that those claims are based on COVID-19. So your unemployment insurance account, your SUTA that you pay every year, is unaffected. So that would come from the trust fund, the unemployment insurance trust fund, and not affect your experience rating. So that's one thing we wanted to discuss. And then also a lot of questions about essential business, non-essential business. Is there
Shelter in
going to be a
place.
shelter-in-place
Yeah.
order?
Yeah.
And Government Master has said that at this time that's not off the table, but he's not planning to do a shelter-in-place. He does not want to do a shelter-in-place.
Doesn't seem so, right?
But I think, because obviously that has a lot of economic implications that come along with it as well.
It does. So I think the governor, and frankly, all of us, all the good law-abiding folks that are doing what we're supposed to do, I think we're trying to get that small group of people, but significant number of people, to stay home, to not continue to spread. And I think that's policy-wise. I think that's what's being grappled with.
And I think it'll depend on those numbers that come in. And yesterday the numbers in South Carolina grew by 100 from the day before. So they've got to see a slow in that curve. Otherwise, I think they'll have to look at potentially a shelter in place
or a variation thereof.
Right,
for sure.
So thank you for tuning in. If you have any questions at all, as we said, this is constantly changing. As soon as you watch this, there may be a new executive order, and this might be old news. Everything we're giving you. But please contact us. You can find our information at lobbysc.com. Our cell phones are on there. Our email addresses are in there. Contact us, and we're happy. If we don't know the answer, we're happy to connect you with the right agency head.
And we are. We're in constant contact with the governor's office. We're in constant contact with agency heads, and of course other business associations and business groups. So everybody's talking, and as Sunnie said, if you have questions, if we can either answer them or we can find answers for you.
Thank you, and stay safe.
Bye-bye.